All right, we're going to review 3 recently run Kentucky Derby prep races. We're going to start with last week's Fountain of Youth from Gulfstream Park. We're also going to take a look at the Gotham Stakes from Aqueduct, which was run yesterday, as well as the Tampa Bay Derby, which was also run yesterday. Now, in the Fountain of Youth, they made Hidden Scroll the 6-5 favorite. He won his debut race by 14 lengths, got a huge figure, and he had a big final workout coming into the race on February 22nd at Pace, and we'll take a quick look at that workout. And here it is. And the reason why I wanted to show you this is because Tacitus, the horse on the inside, is a horse we're going to talk about later. He won the Tampa Bay Derby in stakes record time. But that's Hidden Scroll outside of him in this 5 furlong work. You can see it's real foggy at Pace in here. But Tacitus, no slouch. He's by Tappet out of a great race mare named Close Hatches. Bill Mott trains both of these horses, but you see Tacitus is a length in front as they emerge into the fog on the far turn. But I really felt like I wanted to show you this workout because it kind of underscores just how talented a horse Hidden Scroll is. You know, it takes a lot of talent to win your debut race by 14 lengths, you know, get such a huge number. You see Hidden Scroll emerging. He's already got the lead. Tacitus has been under-urging. You know, Tacitus can't even warm up Hidden Scroll here. And this horse on the inside here goes on and wins the Tampa Bay Derby in stakes record time, which we'll see later. But look at Hidden Scroll get away from him. I mean, this is a talented horse. You can see why the bettors hammered him to 6-5 favoritism. All right, with that workout out of the way, you see here are the odds for the Fountain of Youth. It's 6-5 on Hidden Scroll. I'm going to let you watch the race first, and then we'll go break it down after that.
Roll. And they're off in the ExpressBet.com Fountain of Youth. Great start for Gladiator King, and on the stretch out, he's quick into stride and drops over to the rail to lead the way. Now, Hidden Scroll, the big favorite, got a good start as well, and he's marching right on with it here. Hidden Scroll now a neck on top. Away third is Global Campaign. Code of Honor is at the rail, followed by Vekoma, then Epic Dreamer. Everfast is a bit wide with Signalman between horses, and Bourbon War along the rail. Union's Destiny 4 wide at the back of the field. Frosted Grace is last, and Hidden Scroll is first. Hidden Scroll and Joel Rosario aggressive in the early stages. They lead the race by a half a length. Big long shot Gladiator King is there second, 2.5 clear of Global Campaign third, and the opening quarter was Racehorse Time, 22-4. These top 3 have a 4-length break on Vekoma, who's racing from fourth, then Code of Honor and Epic Dreamer. At the inside in Bourbon War, a length better than Signalman. Everfast is on his outside, and outside of them is Union's Destiny. The trailer remains Frosted Grace, and the leader remains Hidden Scroll. 45-3 for the opening half mile, and Hidden Scroll, like his debut, is paving a quick path, and he leads the way by a length. Global Campaign is now the nearest pursuer second. Vekoma is now third. Code of Honor is fourth. They've both had pace to chase. From fifth and Epic Dreamer. Then Signalman. He's underway with traffic to make up as they run to the top of the stretch. Hidden Scroll puts away Global Campaign. Now he has to deal with Vekoma, and on the inside, Code of Honor. And Code of Honor means business. He's into the clear and challenging the favorite as they turn for home. Less than a quarter of a mile to go in the Fountain of Youth. Hidden Scroll digs deep, but Code of Honor blows past, and Code of Honor is on to the front. Hidden Scroll trying to hold on to second. Here's Bourbon War unleashing a big run down the center, but Code of Honor is going to hang on to win the Fountain of Youth 3 parts of a length over a flying Bourbon War second. Vekoma's in a picture for third with Hidden Scroll in 1:43.4. Very fast pace put up by the betting favorite Hidden Scroll in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. The difference is he had some quality racehorses behind him today, and even though he kicked on with it, Code of Honor ran him down.
All right, you see the past performances for the top 4 finishers here. It was Code of Honor who saved the ground on the rail, got a nice run to win the race by 3/4 of a length. The fast-closing Bourbon War finished second. So very well-bred son of Tappet out of Mike Conquistadore, who was a very, very good horse for Conquest Stables. It was a Mark Casse horse. Vekoma, very nice, very talented horse, won the Nashua with a 97 buyer in his second start. He made a very good comeback race here. I think Vekoma's a horse that might get overlooked a little. And Hidden Scroll finished fourth. This was an And this was the best Kentucky Derby prep race by far in terms of talent. Each one of these top 4 finishers is a legitimate prospect. All right, we're going to start our film study on the Fountain of Youth by focusing on the start and the Hidden Scroll, the favorite. You see he was bumped and stumbled at the start. I wanted to show you the head-on replay of this, but it's kind of blurry, so we're going to go right to the pan. All right, you see Hidden Scroll, the number 7 horse here. What happens is the 8 horse came in at the break, bumped him, and kind of knocked him off stride, and he stumbled a little bit. But this poor start really caused problems and set the tone for Joel Rosario. Rosario received a lot of criticism for this ride, but at this point, he's in a real tough spot here. He's got a horse who's never been 2 turns, only has a start in him, has a lot of natural speed, is a 6-5 favorite in a race with a $400,000 purse. And at this point, he's got to be thinking, I got to keep this horse's face clean. And the only way he's going to keep his face clean and keep Hidden Scroll in the clear is, just to let him go from there. If he tries to get him to relax, he's going to end up being behind a wall of horses. His horses could get rank. I mean, he's just not a seasoned horse. So he's got to. I know at this point, Rosario's thinking, I got to keep this horse's face clean. I got to keep him in the clear. I can't grab him. I can't try to relax him. You're going to see, basically gives him his head there, and Hidden Scroll responds with a quick turn of early speed. And now Hidden Scroll's going to the lead. He's outside a horse here. Let me pause it. Now this horse here, the 3 horse, ran 5 furlongs on the grass last time, had the lead, and actually gave up the lead late in a 5 furlong grass sprint. This horse won a stake race at Tampa, the inaugural stakes early in the Tampa Bay Downs meet, wire to wire going 6 furlongs. This is a 120 to 1 shot named Gladiator King. I guarantee you the last thing in the world that Rosario wanted to do was be hooked up early with a 123 to 1 long shot who's coming off a 5 furlong race. But he had no choice. He had to go after that start. He did go. And this jockey, Jorge Soler, is the name of this jockey in the 3. He's never won a race in North America. Look at him. He's pushing and shoving. He is pushing and shoving, forcing Rosario's hand on Hidden Scroll. At this point, I guarantee you Rosario wants to vomit. I mean, Rosario can't get a breather here. They're going to post the opening quarter. It's 22.80 for the opening quarter, and it was run virtually around a turn. I mean, that's like running 21 and change for a quarter on a straightaway. Indeed, here's the past performances of that horse, Gladiator King. You see, he just run about 10 days earlier, going 5/8 at Gulfstream Park, made the lead and got caught, stretching out to a mile. I mean, it was just a ridiculous entrant in the Fountain of Youth. It was a 132 to 1 long shot. Jorge Soler, the jockey's never won a race in North America. He had a couple rides in 2016. I never heard of the jockey. I don't know who he is. But this is the last horse in the world that Rosario wants to be hooked up with going fast with Hidden Scroll. But that's what happened. And it happened because of the bad start. Anyway, we get back to the replay. Rosario's right here, probably wanting to vomit. Johnny Velasquez got a nice little spot with Code of Honor. And you see the eventual second place finisher, Bourbon War. Bourbon War is getting the trip of the race right here. He's saving ground. He's tucked in. They're going way too fast up front. He's getting a good pace set up. I really like where he's positioned. But we'll continue on running it. You see Rosario having to push and shove with it. I mean, Rosario's just absolutely wanting to puke here. I guarantee you he is. And it's hard to fault him. This was a bad trip. I won't say it's a bad ride because of what happened at the start. He was kind of put in a lose-lose position. He had to ask the horse for speed to keep his face clean, keep him in the clear, and the result is he's hooked a rabbit. So now Hidden Scroll's putting him away. He should be able to get a nice breather here. He is kind of getting a breather, but this is a good horse, is Stanley Huff. This is an undefeated horse with 7 to 1 in the race. had a lot of talent sprinting, and he's trying to put the pressure on. You see Code of Honor and Johnny Velasquez is slicing his way through the pack the inside. Vacome on the outside is put to a hard drive, but he's running on. And Hidden Scroll looks good right here, but you know he's got to pay a price for what happened early in this race. He's got to be softened up. Code of Honor is coming to him. Rosario, he's shaking up Hidden Scroll. He's going to the left hand. Hidden Scroll's trying here. I mean, he's game. He's trying. But Code of Honor's just got more horse. These top 4 finishers are just really, really nice 3-year-olds. And you see the horse who got the trip in the race flying for second. That was Bourbon War. Now, I almost feel like I'm being disrespectful to these 3 other horses by spending, the first 11 minutes of this video really focusing on a horse that, run 4th in the race and, has never beaten anybody other than maidens. But to me, Hidden Scroll was the story of the race. He had trouble. They went way too fast early. If you look at the Timeform US figures, Hidden Scroll got 120 for the Fountain of Youth. He got a better Timeform US figure than any of the top 3 finishers. And the reason for that is because the Timeform US speed figures, they take pace into account. And the pace for this race was just ridiculously fast early. It was inefficient how fast Hidden Scroll went early. Even though he got beat 3 lengths, he gets all these bonus points for going, too fast early. And that is why on Timeform US he gets 120 and actually came away with a better figure than any of the top 3 finishers. Bottom line, it was a very good performance by Hidden Scroll. I hate that I dedicated so much time to the early part of this video focusing on him, but Code of Honor was the winner. Code of Honor was a horse who also, stumbled at the start and had some trouble in the second race of his career in the Champagne. He was a horse we talked about. Remember, we did a video before the Breeders' Cup Juvenile where we said Game Winner is looked like a superstar in the making and was the horse to beat in the Juvenile, but the only horse to fear was Code of Honor. Unfortunately, Code of Honor got sick, came down with a cold before the Juvenile, had to miss the race. He got over his temperature and come back in the Mucho Macho Man and run a real flat race for Shug, but Shug really tightened the screws to him. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 workouts culminating with a bullet work before the Fountain of Youth. So you had the illness, you had Shug kind of getting a race into him, and the real Code of Honor showed up and won the Fountain of Youth at 9-1 odds. This is a very nice horse for Shug. The tactical versatility is something you've got to love about Code of Honor. Wins his debut at Saratoga, 6 furlongs, first time out, wire to wire. Then I'm going to show you the start that he had in the Champagne just so you could kind of see, and the wide move he made on the turn, but he comes from 10 out of it. Let's go back to an earlier video I did on that race. You're going to see there is Code of Honor, the 8, with a stumbling start. Complexity kind of had a middling break. He broke okay, not great, not poor. But this was some early trouble here for Code of Honor, to be sure. I mean, you see him, kind of a double stumble here. And, a horse that showed speed winning his debut sprinting had to come from the back. So this was a very good performance by the second-place finisher. After this, you'll see, a lot of trouble at Code of Honor. Code of Honor's back last. And this horse, demonstrated good sprint speed in his debut. So, interesting thing about Code of Honor, he's by a sire who was a full brother to Frankel, the great European turf horse Frankel. So, Code of Honor shook McGahee up, and there comes Code of Honor with a sweeping wide move. He's about 5 wide here. And he's going to run, just grind away, run a very good race to be second. But, there's 2 very nice horses coming out of this race. I think the top 2 here, needless to say, I don't think you need to take any great eye to see that these 2 were clearly the best horses in the Champagne. So, all right, so that was Code of Honor's second-place finish in the Champagne. come through, win the Fountain of Youth second off the layoff. He's a May foal. He's a late May foal. I think it was like May 23rd when he was foaled. I mean, he won't even be a true 3-year-old till after the Preakness, so at least in birthday, human terms. But Code of Honor, very talented winner of the Fountain of Youth. These are 4 nice horses. He's a nice horse. Urban War is a nice horse. Macomb is a better horse than people think. And Hidden Scroll is a very talented horse. All right, we're on to the Gotham Stakes, going a mile at Aqueduct. And this featured the return of the $1.2 million undefeated 2-year-old sensation, Instagram. He made his 3-year-old debut in the race. He was bet to even money favorite. All right, Instagram is the 6 horse. Your eventual winner for Karen McLaughlin is the number 5 horse. I'm going to be quiet and let you watch it.
For the start of the Gotham. And they're off. And Instagram broke well and is going right out for the lead. Teekvin Flew on the outside. Nix Go now moves up, along with Much Better. Nix Go will be the early leader, and Much Better is right there on the outside. The front 2 have now opened up almost 4 lengths on Not That Brady, who's on the outside of Instagram. Then it's Teekvin Flew next in 5th, followed by Mind Control in 6th. It's another 6 lengths to the 2 trailers, High Call, and at the rail, Family Biz. The opening quarter was 22 and 1/5 seconds, and Much Better has now taken over the lead from Nix Go. Much Better going away here now to lead by 3. Nix Go in second. Instagram is asked to pick it up. On the outside is the New York bred, Not That Brady. The opening half was 44 and 2/5 seconds. They race around the far turn, and it's Much Better with a 4-length lead. Nix Go is in second. Instagram is third. On the outside, it's Not That Brady. Mind Control is now coming on down at the rail. Then it's Teekvin Flew, followed by High Call and Family Biz, and they're all chasing Much Better, who has the lead at the top of the stretch. 3/4 in 109 and 1. Here's Instagram on the outside. Here's Mind Control down at the rail. 3 of them across the track with 1/8 of a mile to the finish. Mind Control down at the rail. Instagram on the outside. Much Better is in between those 2. The 3 of them continue to battle it out. And here's High Call making a late run on the extreme outside. They come for the finish. It is High Call to win the Gotham. High Call from way out of it takes the Gotham Stakes. Then it was Mind Control and a photo for 3rd, and the mile was completed in 1 minute, 35 and 3/5 seconds.
All right, before we study the replay, one thing to note about Instagram, his debut, he went wire to wire going 5 furlongs. Second time out, he got the early lead, wire to wire going 6 furlongs. $1.2 million at a 2-year-old sale, which means he ran a very fast 8th or quarter mile under tack. So Instagram's a horse that's always been allowed to let roll. With the Kentucky Derby and the Triple Crown Series in mind, Javier Castellano kind of gave him an education, let him settle back behind a pace, and it was a fast pace. A Bob Baffert horse run off and set an extremely fast pace before fading to finish 4th. But for the first time in his career, Instagram, was kind of not on the lead. He had to resort to being behind horses. And I'm not so sure that's what he wants to do. With that said, let's watch. All right, Instagram gets away pretty well. Castellano's got him forward. He's not going for the lead, but he's not rating him. He looks to be in a very good spot here. You got the Baffert horse, the 4, is really going to start to run off here. With Instagram, one thing that kind of hurt here is this Rudy Rodriguez horse, Not That Brady. The number 7's outside of him. If the number 7 isn't there kind of looking him in the eye and putting a little pressure on him, he'd be in a perfect spot. I mean, that'd be a garden spot trip. But the Rudy Rodriguez horse is really breathing down his neck, looking him in the eye. And you see Castellano wants to get away from this horse. Javier Castellano's asking Instagram to go here. He's coming under a ride, and he's not getting to this Baffert horse. This Baffert sprinter up front is getting away. And I think that's who Castellano might be worried about in this race. Instagram has been in a drive now for a long time. I mean, Javier's got him under the whip. He's under a right-handed whip, and it was, well before the quarter pole. Right here, it looks like Instagram, might have his number, is going to come and wear him down, but he has been under a drive for a long time, and that pace up front was very hot. He still looks like a winner now, but first back off the layoff, first time going a mile, never been beyond 6. You see Instagram get a little tired there. He pays the price, and High Call, the Karen McLaughlin horse, comes sweeping past the field. Now, note where the Rudy Rodriguez horse, number 7, Not That Brady, pretty nice horse, but that was the horse that came outside Instagram and tried to put pressure on him. It didn't work out well for him. All right, my final takeaway from this race, we'll start with a horse who's not shown here, the 4th place finisher that was a Bob Baffert horse. That horse is quick. I mean, if that horse cuts back to 6.5 furlongs or 7 furlongs, that might be a horse to watch. But Instagram, you saw what happened with Code of Honor. He ran in the Mucho Macho Man Stakes at a mile off the layoff and, kind of came up short. I wouldn't hold this race against Instagram. I mean, he had a right to be short, but Javier Castellano really had him in a drive for a long time, and we'll view this as a kind of a race that he needed and a race he might move forward off of. Mind Control, I think this is an encouraging race by a horse that's, this is a seasoned and experienced horse now. This isn't a second or third time starter. Mind Control's a horse that likes to go to the lead, but he's had some, experiences where he's been behind horses and, on horses' heels and everything. And I think he's really maturing as a racehorse. Mind Control's nothing to write home about. I mean, this isn't a Derby horse or nothing, that's for sure. But this is a nice 3-year-old, and he ran well from off the pace. They went too fast up front. He was able to relax, and he showed something in terms of maturity and professionalism. This is, what happens when horses start to figure out the game and get experience. You got a career best, you see a 93 figure, career best figure who's going forward. This is a horse that could win some minor derbies like the Ohio Derby, but to me, he's not Kentucky Derby timber. But I really like what I saw from him in terms of professionalism, in terms of figuring out the game. For a horse with a lot of natural speed, a horse that won the Grade 1 Hopeful at Saratoga as a 2-year-old, I'd say it was an encouraging performance for the horse as an individual, but this is nothing I'm going to be excited about in terms of the Triple Crown Series. Now, the winner, High Call, to me, he benefited from a very hot and contested pace. It looked like he was finishing like a freight train, but, they went 26 and change for the final quarter. They were exhausted up front, and, I thought he got the run of the race. Rajiv Mehra ran over the top of this field. He's by Daher, who was a one-turn miler. Daher, beat Midnight Loot in the Cigar Mile at Aqueduct. That was kind of his signature race, was a one-turn mile at Aqueduct. So, High Call, we'll see what he does around 2 turns, but he's nothing that I would get too excited about yet for the Triple Crown Series. But that was the Gotham Stakes from Aqueduct on Saturday. All right, we're on to the Tampa Derby. And it was won by Tacitus for Bill Mott. That was the horse you saw in this workout here. I mean, he was under the whip, under a drive, just to try to keep up with Hidden Scroll, who had started behind him. But Tacitus isn't the flashiest, quickest-footed horse. He come from off the pace first time out. Second time out, he come from off the pace again, won a maiden special weight. But he took a big step forward, first time Lasix in the Tampa Bay Derby. And this was good time, 141.90 for a mile and a 16th. Flame Away, an older male who was second in the Tampa Derby last year, second in the Bluegrass, was second in the Jim Dandy at Saratoga, kind of a useful older male. He won the Challenger Stakes, a $100,000 stake race for older males in this exact same time, 141.90. The Todd Pletcher trained out Shine was second. And win for Mike Trombetta was bet to the 7-5 favoritism in the Tampa Derby. He'd been off a month and a half. He won the Pasco, 120 and 4/5. Fast time, got a good figure. Stepped slow at the start, was 8 back, won drawn away by more than 7 lengths. but he'd never been 2 turns before the Tampa Derby. And there was a fast pace in this race, so he probably felt like he was still in a sprint early. He was, 10 lengths back at the first call, 11 lengths back at the second call. And he made a, non-threatening run to finish third, it looks like. We're going to watch the replay of this race now. You see, we're at Twin Spires to watch this replay. Tacitus is the number 10 horse under Jose Ortiz. We're going to run it.
And they're off and running in the 39th running of the Lamb Home South Derby. There goes Zenden flying off to the early lead. Well Defined is taken in hand second. Up on the outside, that's Outshine now racing along third, and far back in the early going is the late running Dreammaker. Around the clubhouse turn, it's a lively place. Zenden gets over from the 11 post, and Camacho has him on the lead. Well Defined, and now Morales sends him clear on the outside with clear racing room at second. Then it's 4 lengths farther back, Outshine, and then it's another gap of 5 lengths farther back. Admire is there toward the rail, now racing along fourth. 2 lengths farther back, that's Tacitus, now fifth. Up on the outside is Win. He's delegated now to sixth. 2.5 lengths farther back, Dreammaker is now on the move from between horses, seventh. Sir Winston is there toward the rail. Up on the outside is The Right Path, and the last horse away is Lord Dragon. They leave the half-mile marker, and Zenden is trying to pull the upset. On the outside, Well Defined, and now Morales shakes him up for run second. Then it's 4 lengths farther back. Outshine is now third. Then it's a gap of 5 lengths farther back. Admire is fourth. As they approach the quarter-mile pole, Zenden is still there. The Sam Davis winner, Well Defined, latches onto him second. Meanwhile, Outshine and Joel Rosario, they'll take dead aim on the top pair, and Win swings to the center of the racetrack. They're into the stretch. It's still Zenden trying to hang on. Win is way out on the outside. Up on the outside running is Outshine, now gaining ground, and toward the rail is Lord Dragon. Down to the wire, it's Tacitus going to the front. Tacitus strikes to the lead. Tacitus to win the Tampa Bay Derby. Outshine is there second. Win third. Very close for fourth. Sir Winston was flying.
All right, that was Tacitus, first-time Lasix. And to me, he just looks like a classic grinder. He wants a fast early pace. Phil Mott debuted him in a mile and a 16th. He wants no part of sprinting. He grinded that one out. They went fast early. He was 10 lengths off of it. He never made an eye-catching move. He actually lost a position there to 7th position, but he just, kind of like the way Jason Voorhees would wear you down, stalk you and wear you down in those Friday the 13th movies. Just slow, steady march forward through the pack and grinded out a win. We'll go over the replay one more time together here. You see Tacitus, the 10. This is Sammy Camacho on the 11. He's taken a shot. There wasn't much speed in this race, just him and this well-defined horse that Pablo Morales was on. Sammy Camacho takes a shot, crosses and clears, gets to the early lead. Pablo Morales and well-defined's got to take a hold, and these two horses are going very fast up front. This is 22-3 is the posted first quarter for this race. Camacho took his shot. They went too fast. You see a big hold on well-defined. These two horses are hooked up. We're back here is where Tacitus is at the moment. Jose Ortiz, he's got him in a good position in mid-pack. You see the favorite, Win, is just to his outside. Both of these horses are, considering the pace of this race, they're where you want to be. You got Pablo making his move now on well-defined, but the 11 hurt him. If he would have been able to get the lead and slow it down, he would have done. He would have had a much better result. But you see Tacitus here just grinding away. He never catches the eye. He's in between horses. He never catches the eye, but he just keeps coming forward. Just keeps grinding. Gets a nice run through the inside. Camacho leaves room for him, and he is going to be as un-eye-catching a winner as there is. But it was good time. He got a good figure. He's first Lasix. And this is a horse, he's bred to be classy. Juddmonte Farm, Bill Mott, I mean, he's going to be a nice horse. He's going to be the kind of horse that's going to run, some thirds and fourths in big races. He doesn't have that eye-catching talent, but he just keeps coming forward, keeps grinding. And those type of horses, especially when the pace gets fast, they show up and get pieces in races. So that is Tacitus, Bill Mott, Jose Ortiz. I hope you enjoyed our look at these 3 Kentucky Derby prep races. Thank you for watching.